For the first time in over a decade, the Kansas City Chiefs are looking at a long offseason not as defending champions, but as a team that missed the playoffs. It sounds unreal, right? Patrick Mahomes, the face of modern football, sidelined, the team collapsing to a 6-1-1 record, and a city forced to face something it hasn't in 11 years, frustration. But now, only a few months later, the mood is shifting. Mahomes is rehabbing, Andy Reid is retooling, and the Chiefs might just be building the perfect redemption story for 2026. What exactly went wrong last season? What's the timeline for Mahomes' recovery? And does Kansas City really have the pieces to rise again? Or have we officially exited the Chiefs dynasty era? Let's break it all down, from Mahomes' surgery and comeback plans, to Andy Reid's roster strategy, and some fascinating offseason moves that everyone's talking about. And hey, before we dive in, if you love deep NFL breakdowns like this one, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our new season previews and player stories. No one, not even the biggest Mahomes critics, saw this coming. After 11 straight playoff appearances and 3 Super Bowl titles, Kansas City's 2025 season was a disaster. Mahomes' knee injury early in the year threw the entire offense into chaos, and the team never fully recovered. They finished 6-1-1, ranking bottom 5 in rushing and struggling in almost every key metric. It wasn't about effort, it was about health, depth, and timing. When your star quarterback tears both his ACL and LCL, everything changes. The Chiefs' playbook, rhythm, tempo, all were built around Mahomes' mobility and improvisation. Once that disappeared, so did their spark. Fans and analysts started wondering, is this just a bad year, or the beginning of a real decline? Fast forward to this offseason. Patrick Mahomes is now nearly 3 months removed from reconstructive knee surgery. He recently posted a video on social media, short but impactful, showing him throwing again, confidently planting that right leg. For Chiefs fans, it wasn't just a rehab clip. It was a signal. I'm coming back. Head coach Andy Reid, speaking to NFL columnist Judy Battista at the annual league meeting in Phoenix, provided a measured but optimistic update. In his words, "He's doing great. He's in the building 7 hours a day. You can see the progress." But Reid refused to lock in a specific return timeline. The team's internal goal is week 1, that's what Mahomes is targeting. But everyone knows how tricky knee recoveries can be, especially with ligaments as serious as the ACL and LCL. For context, most quarterbacks take 6 to 9 months to return from this kind of surgery, and even longer to regain top form. So, the Chiefs are being careful. They want Mahomes ready for the full season, not just the first snap. That cautious optimism is smart, and it brings us to Kansas City's biggest offseason insurance move. In a quiet but fascinating trade, the Chiefs acquired quarterback Justin Fields from the New York Jets, sending away a 2027 sixth-round pick. It might sound minor, but this could be the team's safety net, and possibly its most underrated move of the year. Fields had a rough 2025 season in New York. Under a dysfunctional offense and constant pressure, he went just 2-7 as a starter, finishing several games with fewer than 55 passing yards. His confidence clearly took a hit. But rewind to his time in Pittsburgh in 2024, and you'll remember flashes of the dynamic dual-threat potential he once showed, going 4-2 in 6 starts for the Steelers, even when the system wasn't built for him. Andy Reid, meanwhile, has a reputation for being a quarterback whisperer. If there's anyone who can refine Fields' raw tools, speed, escapability, and arm strength, it's Reid. He described Fields as a good quarterback to back Mahomes up, emphasizing that Kansas City now has a legitimate backup who can go win games. This move shows how the Chiefs are thinking: no panic, just preparation. If Mahomes isn't ready by week 1, they don't want their season derailed again. They've learned from last year's chaos. One of Kansas City's biggest weaknesses last season was their running game. They finished 25th in the NFL in rushing yards, a major regression from previous years when Andy Reid's offenses thrived on balance and unpredictability. That's why the signing of Kenneth Walker III, the former Seahawks star and Super Bowl LX MVP, was such a headline. Walker rushed for over 1,000 yards in his final season with Seattle, nearly matching what both Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco combined for last year in Kansas City. Reid put it simply: "He's a good football player, and that doesn't change because he's coming to us. As long as he stays healthy, good things can happen." Walker's addition makes perfect sense. Kansas City doesn't need another three-down bell cow, they need explosiveness, someone who can create chunk plays and take pressure off Mahomes. If the Chiefs' offensive line stays healthy, Walker could become their next great back. Following the footsteps of Brian Westbrook, Jamal Charles, and LaShawn McCoy, all of whom thrived under Reid's system. While the offense was being refreshed, the defense quietly took a hit. Kansas City traded away Trent McDuffie, one of its top young cornerbacks, to the Los Angeles Rams, and lost Jalen Watson in free agency, also to LA. That's essentially both starting corners gone in the same offseason. To some fans, it looked like a step backward. But for Andy Reid and GM Brett Veach, this is just another cycle in the NFL's long game, the constant balancing act between talent, age, and salary cap flexibility. Reid addressed it directly. Do you want to lose a McDuffie? No, but that's today's football. You've got to stay flexible and replenish. He mentioned Noah Williams, a young corner drafted last year, as part of that rebuild. This comment gave a peek into Reid's mindset, confident, controlled, forward-looking. Even at age 68, he's not clinging to the past, he's already preparing for the next wave. For years, the Chiefs have drafted near the end of the first round, or not at all after trading up. Now, after that 6-1-1 collapse, they have something rare, the 9th overall pick. And thanks to the McDuffie trade, they also own pick number 29. That gives them flexibility. They can target a franchise corner, a dominant edge rusher, or even an offensive weapon to keep Mahomes comfortable as he rehabs back into game shape. Imagine this. The Chiefs walking away from the draft with both an elite defensive starter and a young receiver for the future. That would change everything. Reid hinted that they're in a better position than most teams at wide receiver, which means offense may not be the top priority early, but one explosive draft night can alter that entire narrative. This, perhaps, is the most fascinating takeaway from Judy Batista's interview, Andy Reid's tone. He didn't sound frustrated, defensive, or broken. He said, I've replenished the secondary before, I've seen it be productive. So I'm not worried about it. It's that unshakable confidence that's kept Reid among the NFL's most respected coaches for decades. He knows the Chiefs aren't in crisis, they're in transition. He also emphasized the importance of reflection. It's great to go back and turn what's in your mind a negative, having the end of the season the way we did, into a positive, by retooling. That's vintage Reid. Turn failure into fuel. He's clearly framing this as a growth year, a reset, not a rebuild. Let's tie it all together. Mahomes' recovery gives the team a heroic central story, a chance to rebuild around his comeback energy. Justin Fields provides security and a possible spark in case the rehab lingers. Kenneth Walker restores explosiveness on offense, a missing X factor last year. The defense, while losing some stars, now has draft capital for reinvention. And Andy Reid's leadership ensures patience, not panic. Together, this forms a narrative that fits Kansas City's DNA, structure, adaptability, and quiet confidence. If Mahomes returns by week 1, even at 90%, the Chiefs will instantly contend again. That's how influential he is. The offense, with Walker in the backfield and Travis Kelce still productive, can regain rhythm fast. The question mark is the defense. Everything points to 2026 being a crucial bounce-back year, one that decides if the dynasty era extends or truly ends. But with Mahomes leading, Andy Reid steering, and a front office that never stops adjusting, it's hard to bet against Kansas City. Because if there's one thing history tells us, dynasties don't die quietly. If you're enjoying this deep dive and want regular updates on Mahomes' rehab, the Chiefs' draft moves, and inside analysis from around the NFL, click subscribe right now. We cover every major development before it hits the mainstream, so stay tuned as this comeback story unfolds week by week. Last season, Kansas City's playoff streak finally broke. But maybe that's exactly what they needed, a reset. The kind of year that forces reflection and realignment. Now, with Mahomes ahead of schedule, Walker joining the offense, Fields as a backup, and Andy Reid still sharp at 68, this team isn't fading away, it's reloading. Reid said it best. We've had a lot of time to think about it. It's great to turn what was a negative into a positive. That's not just coach talk. It's a reminder that dynasties don't rely on trophies alone, they rely on resilience. So as 2026 approaches, All eyes will be on Mahomes' first drive, his first scramble, and maybe, his next masterpiece. Because if he's truly healthy, the Chiefs are never really out of contention. That's the full picture of Kansas City's fascinating offseason. The medical updates, the roster shuffle, and the mindset that's driving their comeback story. What do you think? Will Mahomes be ready for Week 1, or should the Chiefs let Fields handle the start of the season? Drop your thoughts below, and remember to subscribe for real updates and smart analysis on everything happening in the NFL.